back at the famous table.
The famous table.
Yes, for a different reason this time.
At
So
SBG.
yeah, it's been I think 22 weeks past of the Winter Warrior. Did it?
Yeah.
It's just like
at least.
Are we past 2? Yeah.
and just it's still extending. I had my fight. The Portland Winter Warrior group is still setting up for their fight. What's your experience? How was it?
I think it's been awesome. It's just another new motivator for me to wake up in the morning and show people what they're capable of. Watching everybody show up, watching them wait at the front door at 5:30 in the morning, like knowing they got there, who knows how much earlier than 5:30, and showing up and doors open and boom, everybody's on the mat, warming up. I love it. I mean, I could do it twice a year, for sure.
Yeah, I think that this series so far has exceeded my expectations. I mean, especially the last few weeks, because now everyone's like really doing good. So I'm really impressed how good they look the last few days even. But yeah, it's good, and seeing how many people have just how much it's changed them too a little bit, and you can tell, and not to mention the weight loss and stuff. I mean, there's some people who are in there who've lost 30 pounds at least, and I'm sure their friends and family are like, who are you?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's been awesome.
Yeah,
Everyone's
like
awesome.
Thomas, like just the last 2 days, I'm like, geez,
Chiseled.
he's chiseled.
Yeah, no.
He's one of the older guys. He's
Awesome.
like 47.
Yeah.
He's actually probably looks the most chiseled of everybody. And then
Bethany's lost.
Tyler
Yeah,
also is chiseled.
Harley, yeah.
Bethany's lost a ton of weight. And it's not just losing weight, but getting stronger, more
Yeah.
muscular.
Sure.
I don't think I ever thought none of these people are going to be able to do this. But I thought, like, are they really going to be able to put the game together? But making sure we coached the right way so that they could. And noticing if it was starting to fall apart, we could scale back. And just like, we need to work on some hands today. Because when we'd go to sparring, sometimes it was like, oh God, okay, hold on, let's back up. Let's start over on some footwork. But everybody seemed to come along, no complainers. Everybody followed instructions very well. Great personalities, friendships were made.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's really cool.
One thing before I forget, because I'll lose it. But is the one thing I've noticed too, from the first few months or first 4 months even, is now people aren't like, oh, what do I do here? What I don't even know what I'm doing. Nobody's really doing that anymore. Now they're like, hey, how do I get out of this, or when I get in this position, or hey, when I quarter turn here, what do I do next, or whatever. So now I feel like they're asking questions just like to get even better and better and better, because now that nobody feels that out of water, like fish out of water. So
I think too, being able to watch you fight first, it actually helped everybody's confidence. You went in there, you did it, you did great, you trained with them. I think that brought just another level of confidence for them. They're like, well, he did it and he's our teammate and he did great. So I've noticed that that definitely helps.
well, and you're still alive and you're still here.
Yeah.
Exactly. No hospital, no
You
nothing.
didn't die.
I wanted to add something too, about the quality of training on multiple levels. But starting with what you just said, Rick. When we were driving for 10 hours back from Montana, 3 Winter Warrior guys, plus myself, 4 Winter Warrior guys, and my brother, who's not in MMA whatsoever. Yeah. And we're just talking, a lot of technical stuff. Even myself, I caught it and I was like, oh, this sounds great.
Yeah.
They're like, when I'm in this position and the guy does that and this, and after hours upon hours, my brother's like, you guys really know what you're talking about. You're real fighters.
Yeah.
And I thought for a moment, it's probably got to that point really where
for sure
it's a whole full MMA conversation. It's not like, remember there's this weird thing, something. It's like, no, everyone's pretty precise and they knew what they're talking about. And
Well, if you think about it too, I just thought about it right now, but you guys have been coming in at least 5 days a week for an hour and a half, and most of you guys, more definitely you, but even the other people in the program have been coming more than that or doing some stuff at home. If you think about it, the average Joe off the street who comes in to a gym, MMA, jits, whatever, and they're just a hobbyist, they're going maybe twice, maybe 3 times a week. So if you add all that time up, like the time on the mat, really, for an average person, it's like you guys have been going for almost 2 years.
Yeah,
True.
that's
right?
the truth.
If somebody who comes in off the street has a job and all that
That's
stuff,
the truth.
they'll come in twice a week maybe. So
Well, the fact that, since we were in Montana and 3 of our Wimps came to see you, and the fact that they could put their gear on and step into another SBG in Montana and do MMA comp team and be able to hang, and we weren't there, but we were told by one of the, MMA comp team coaches that he was like,
great.
3 of your Wimps came in. They weren't even Wimps. Like, these guys, they did great. And that's really cool, and confidence building, and knowing we did our job coaching. We worked hard.
Yeah, for sure. That's one more thing I wanted to add, and I said this in the car as well, but how much I appreciated the way you structured the whole program. Like, first of all, it was not intimidating at all. It was very supportive.
Excellent.
And I think I mentioned that to you too. Like, oftentimes, especially in the old school type of gyms, there's that pressure, psychological pressure. It's like, you have to always be there, you have to always come, and if you don't come, you feel guilty, and just there's kind of this tension in the air. Here, I did not feel that tension whatsoever, but there was a lot of motivating force. I felt like you weren't following us under a magnifying glass and just saying like, oh, you missed this class or something, but you motivated us to come, and I always wanted to come, and everybody is just like shows up, and if they can't come for a good reason most of the time. So the motivation was very positive, and the atmosphere was very positive. And the whole build-up as well, it wasn't just like you guys stand next to the wall and we're going to punch you in the stomach or whatever. It was very smart, and I felt safe all the way through, which is really awesome.
Excellent.
yeah.
Good.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad to hear that. Thank you.
Sure. So what would you say, what were the most, feel free to cut me out of this one, but speaking about the Wimps to Warriors, what were the most impressive stories or moments you had with those guys? Like, what's that?
I would I would say a couple for me. Well, a couple, everyone's got their own thing going on, right? And we don't know because we don't go home with them at night.
Right.
But I think just the perseverance when times got tough.
Yeah.
Especially some people got hurt, not hurt, but I don't know what I would injured, and
Mild injuries, training
mild
injuries.
which happens to all of us.
Or because they're average day Joes, they had shit that they brought in and that it acted up while they were there.
So that coupled with, my kid acted up at school, or I'm arguing with my wife, or I just got a pay cut, or whatever. Yeah. But the perseverance to keep coming back, and like I said, some people were injured, and they're like, okay, this would be a real easy thing for them to just be like, I can't. But they stuck it out. We're still coming in every day. We got to give them that. And now they're, nobody's injured at the moment, which is great.
Only a couple people got sick and would miss a couple days because they said don't come into the gym sick.
Yeah, they still wanted to
But
come
once
in.
they felt
were
it
still
better,
calling, saying, Coach, I threw up last night.
we're like, yeah, don't come in. You'll get everybody sick.
For at least 2 days.
That was great. They followed instructions. And if they were injured, they'd come in and watch, which was fantastic. I think, God, and impressive. Yeah. Just the fact that everybody did what they were told and listened and they were coachable. Yeah. So that was the most impressive thing to me, is everybody was coachable. Yeah. I mean, occasionally some were, but it just took a little while for them to, everybody's a grown up. Those that weren't coachable in the beginning realized that, as they watched everybody get better around them, hey, I better be a little more coachable, because I'm just going to get my ass handed to me every day in practice. Yeah. So just watching them adapt and go, I showed up, I paid, I better get the most out of this.
One that comes up for me is, I'm thinking about Kristen. Yeah. She's like, I don't know how much it should be told in record, but like age or whatnot. But
she's a grandmother.
She's a grandmother.
So
she's a young grandmother.
Right.
Though.
But she's a grandmother now.
Yes.
Right? So she's
she drives for 2 hours every day. So basically she wakes up at 3 a.m., comes out at 5:30, and she barely misses any class.
Yeah, she lives
she's
probably
doing
an
a
hour and a
kick-ass
half
I
job.
think she only missed of the 22 weeks like 3
Yeah.
days.
Well, and one of them was a snow.
One of them-
she was
no,
on her
she-
way in, and she turned back around because she hadn't seen the post yet. But yeah, she was actually on her way in.
On her way in when we
that snow day,
closed.
So yeah.
Right.
And then
But yeah,
2
the
days
other
she
one was
missed
sick.
because she was
Well,
sick.
she had a. I
mean-
think she had dental work, and then one day she was
Oh
sick.
yeah, so
it's
like 3 days
really-
total.
Yeah.
She even got her toenails
She's
kicked
hardcore.
off by me, and she wrapped it up, stayed training, and showed up the next day with her toe wrapped up.
Yeah.
Which is probably something that's instilled in somebody because she's has a little more experience and wisdom in life in general.
Yeah.
And she's lived a little bit more, so it's different than when you get like a 22-year-old in here.
True.
Yeah.
So
She's yeah, it's a good point. She's, I mean, all of everybody, you know, through their jobs, you know, no matter how far they had. Josh, he's a day laborer.
well, he's not a day laborer. He works
He works
a laborer's
construction.
job, but he's a
Well, I don't know the
construction
difference
worker.
between a day laborer
day
and a
laborer's
construction worker.
different than yeah.
Okay, so a day laborer is not a construction worker.
No, usually a
Okay.
day laborer is somebody
Sorry.
who goes to a temp place and gets day labor.
Oh, okay. Sorry, he's a general
Josh has
contractor.
Legit job.
So, well, yeah, I meant he has a legit job as a contractor or subcontractor or whatever. He does
You're gonna have to cut
physical.
this. You're gonna have to.
I know he does. Josh does physical labor.
Do you need the office, Zach, right now?
We're gonna be like probably 2 or
2.5 more hours.
You're joking.
Just kidding.
Okay.
Just kidding.
15 more minutes.
Anyway, so Josh was impressive too. He came in. He has a physical labor job as a construction worker or contractor. I don't know which one it is, but he physically works hard every day. Comes in first thing in the morning
And works hard
works his
every day.
ass off.
Right?
Has so much energy, gives it his all from the first minute to the last minute. Actually, he only missed like 1 day.
And actually,
And then goes and labors all day. And he still runs 5 days a week. So he does cardio on top of that and trains with a friend on the weekends.
Yeah.
Who builds him like that? Like
don't know.
that kid is
ethic.
his work ethic is impressive. So, you know, sometimes I think for us when we look at that work ethic, sometimes when other people did have mild complaints, we were like,
Yeah, but I will say this too. Though, especially in a program like this, when it's like an MMA comp team and you just have a bunch of fighters, usually you don't have 50-something-year-olds and late 40s, even late 30s sometimes. But so you can expect the same thing from everyone. Getting them to that point might be you got to say something different.
Yeah.
But in this group, it's like, he's like, you know, Josh is working that hard, so we can't expect certain other people who might have something else going on in their life to be like, you should do exactly what Josh does, because that
no,
might
of
push
course
them.
not. But
So, but yeah, that's where the
it's good
balance
for
is at.
them to look at
Right.
people like that and see.
But that's
that.
where the hard part is finding out, okay, how hard do I push this person?
Do we have anybody in their 20s besides you? Of an 18-year-old?
Lucas
I think he's in his
30.
I bet Johan
Okay, Lucas is in his
Johan
20.
might be
Late
what,
20s.
Late 20s. Yeah.
But I think almost everybody's like
Yeah.
mid 30s, early 40s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Phenomenal program.
I have a couple more questions, but still for this one, also Bethany, she comes like right after night shift.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good point. She works the late shifts or swing shift, night shift, whatever. So she works all night, and then she comes straight here.
Right, straight from work.
That's true.
crazy.
And not only that.
I mean, I knew she was a badass,
Then
but
I
I
know
didn't
she
realize.
works. You know, she lives not super close either, and I think she has property, or you know, I don't know if it's a farm. I don't want to speak out of turn, but yeah, like I think bales hay and stuff still, right? So she's doing like some hard work, and she's another one who's, gosh, like you know, I'd like to see it before and after because she's.
Yeah.
I remember when she first came in, even when Tyler first came in, when we were doing the tryouts, and I was like, we're doing bear calls and stuff, and I'm watching, I'm like, okay. I'm not saying that they weren't gonna make it, but I was like, okay, this is gonna take a little bit of work, but God, damn.
No, it's like Tyler. We were actually discussing about Tyler. First of all, he showed to my brother, but then to me as well, his
Before.
photo. Okay, you actually.
Yeah,
He has
I have
it.
that one. Yeah.
And my brother couldn't believe that that's the same guy.
No.
Yeah.
And I also saw it, I was like, my God.
Like from
because-
frumpy and kind of
To,
chubby
like, Fabio.
to like, well, he was like, "What's up, Clark Kent?" And I was like, "Yeah, looking good," you know.
He's like, yeah, and he's all like, and I remember very distinctly in the beginning, even in the warm-ups, or the simplest things we did, like, Tyler was just like exhausted, panting, all sweaty.
Yeah, from
And I
even
was-
just the warm-ups, right?
Right, yeah, and I was looking at it, I was like, wow, that guy's like, he has to like, he's really having a challenge here. But then right now, he's like, he usually finishes the warm-ups first.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
he's just on
No,
it.
he's-
It's pretty cool.
Right, so.
Yeah, all those things are great to see.
It's getting me all pumped up.
I know. Let's go work out.
Tomorrow morning. One more question then. Transformation-wise, not only physically, and one disclaimer here, I realize I had this experience in the past where people come in and you don't know them from before, so it's hard to sometimes say, like, oh, that's how much they changed.
Right.
But did you see some kind of changes on the character level or psychological level? Would that be visible for you?
I think that yes, to a certain degree, but I think unless you sat down with everyone and they wanted to tell you their life story.
Right.
I've heard a little
Yeah.
bit from certain people.
Well, 'cause everybody-
And I'm not going to say people I've talked to and what they've been going through, but yes, certain people, but I bet you if I followed them around at work all day or at their house, then I guarantee that they would be more different.
For sure.
And I think most of them, just because I don't think anybody in here has an ego or like that kind of attitude, like, oh, you know.
Yeah.
But I bet you when they're at work, they feel a lot different. And I don't know. We'd have to do a poll. But
Yeah.
even the ones who are, like Thomas, who's he's not old, but a little bit older, and I think he's a psychologist or a and so it's a good job, wife and stuff like that. But I bet even him, he's just there's probably something that's a little different. That's like,
For sure.
yeah, I walk into my job, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you either because everybody seems so respectful.
Right.
So since they're already so respectful
Which
of
is
all
a
of
good-
us,
yeah.
you just assume that hopefully that's how they are
Yeah.
on the outside. Yeah, I wouldn't say I'd noticed any. Maybe Harrison a little bit, a little more confident. Because
Well,
I think at the
he's always
beginning
been
Harrison was
confident.
just a little more. Well, I think it was more cocky in the beginning. And I like Harrison, so don't get
no, he's
offended,
awesome.
Harrison.
He's awesome.
But I think now it's either a controlled cockiness or a more confident
I agree.
about himself instead of feeling like
Like
there's
he
the
needs to
street
prove-
smarts and knowing I can take care of myself in the streets. And he's been able to transfer that into like I can take care of myself all the time now,
Right.
which is cool.
Yeah.
Josh opened up just being more friendly.
Yeah.
He's got a good personality.
Yeah,
he was just a little shy, I think, in the beginning, and then it was just like, but it didn't take long, like a week or two.
I know. I'm trying to think of. Yeah.
Well, as I said, I realize it's hard to track that because we did not know these people before, and in the beginning, everyone is more shy and timid, and then sometimes that's how they actually are.
Right.
But we consider, they're just shy because that's their first class.
Right.
Well, I mean, obviously, the 18-year-old, we'd like to see a little more character change in him, but we'll see at the end of this program if that's.
I think it's
you
getting
know.
there.
No, he
There's
definitely
big
became
strides.
Right. Yeah. For sure. I felt it, and
Good,
like everybody
good.
feels like better training partner, more listening. Like
Good.
if you compare it from day one to here, it's like
Yep.
there's been definitely change.
Yeah, it's not
And-
fun and games.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing good.
And for myself, I'm just reflecting also about my journey, and for sure, I
Yeah,
felt
let's hear
change.
yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's hear your
That's 'cause
journey.
You're sitting right here.
Yeah. No, I definitely feel like there was a lot of positive change. Like, I was always confident to a certain degree, but not as much as I feel I gained confidence while being here, training here.
Good.
Just like the program and the training here and spending time with such cool people.
Right.
I definitely feel much more confident in a certain way, like more open. It's just, I feel like all my positive qualities became even more positive.
Excellent.
Yeah.
For sure.
Excellent.
Yeah, and I think that too. That's probably what's happening to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Is that they're already, most everyone's already a decent person, and then they're just probably just enhances that.
Right, for sure. Yeah, and also too like that whole kind of sense of it's a subject I bring up sometimes in just reflecting about things like the masculinity question. Like I think these days it's especially as the more progressive stuff happens, guys sometimes are confused about what does it mean to be what does it mean to be a guy and what's proper or not. And I feel like training in gym, I'm speaking obviously from a guy's perspective, but training in a gym, like training something like MMA, jiu-jitsu, it just kind of balances you out. You can feel like masculine, but you're not feeling.
It's funny that way.
Yeah.
How doing something that somebody would look like just the outside world would be like, oh, they're just a bunch of meatheads. Would actually has the reverse effect.
For sure.
And it's funny because when we did that podcast on Cleared Hot on Andy Stump's podcast that weekend, we were kind of touched on that topic too. But it's like when you go out, it's like I'm not trying to prove. I don't need to prove anything to
exactly.
because I do it in here, and it's
we do it here all the time.
Yeah.
So, but it
actually helps people navigate life better.
Yeah.
Mostly.
And it's not just mostly. You're right. There are the few, but there's always going to be the few, regardless.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, I think I agree with you.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah.
So that change.
It doesn't make you more masculine.
Yeah, not like
machismo. No, it's a fantastic environment.
We were born masculine.
Exactly.
So, one more question. Next program. When is it, and who would you say should join it?
Ah, good one. Well, he knows when it is. I think he told me July.
We're looking to start July 1st. Actually, I'm sorry, July 8th, because we want to miss July 4th is the holiday here.
So we want to start training on July 8th.
July 8th, which is a Monday.
Which means we'll have tryouts mid-June.
Yeah, mid to the end of June, and we'll have 3 tryouts again. So that's the dates.
And who do we think should join?
Yeah, who should join?
Anybody who wants to be a better person. Anybody who wants to physically challenge themselves. Anybody who wants to get in better shape and better condition. Anybody who wants to learn how to protect themselves. Anybody that wants to be part of a team and a tribe and a group and make new friends. And be part of a community. And anybody who wants to learn how to have teamwork. Mm-hmm. Anybody who wants to learn how to get out of their shell. Anybody.
Gain some confidence.
Anybody.
On the opposite end, who would you say should not join? Is there something like that?
Somebody,
because I'm sure a lot of people
somebody who wants to beat people up.
Somebody who wants to learn how to fight because they trying to beat somebody up.
Yeah.
Somebody who
has something to prove.
Good at taking orders.
And
having an open mind to learn something new, right?
Yeah.
If you're a kung fu artist and you think that's the greatest thing and you're closed minded, then that person should.
If you have something to prove, don't come.
Yeah.
If you have something to prove to yourself, absolutely.
But I would challenge those people to come and try out so we can see if you can at least make it through the trials.
Right. I mean, that was what was funny because in the beginning, and I'll say this, we had a guy try out and he came like the first 2 weeks and then was just like, yeah, you guys are just moving a little too slow for me and I think I know more. And I was like,
oh my gosh.
It was hilarious. And unfortunately, like, we had confidence in this person. We were actually glad that person came in because they followed instructions. They were coachable. Yeah, they had a little bit of knowledge, but a lot of cleaning up needed to happen and they needed to learn more.
We had 2 guys in this program like that. And the difference between those 2 guys is one guy quit in the first 2 weeks because he thought it was moving too slow. And the other guy who already had a little bit of training and was like, yeah.
Actually, we had 3.
Okay. But the second guy that I'm talking about who is still here and is finishing the program and he's going to fight, stuck around and was like, but he was just more asking out of curiosity and clearly was willing to listen, do it, take it, be like, okay, they're the coaches. I just got to trust them. Yeah. And then he did. And now, and he's still here. But the other guy quit so soon. And it's unfortunate for him because he probably quits at almost everything he does.
Yeah.
Which is, it's probably a pattern. But like I was telling them when they first started, he thought I was probably just full of crap, this is what we do in our regular comp team. We still work slipping every day. We still work movement. We still work jab. We still work across. That stuff doesn't
We still
change.
do
The
basics.
fundamentals don't change. So what you're learning is actually stuff that you're going to do for the rest of your life if you continue to train, whether you're a hobbyist, fighter, self-defense, whatever. So
No, for sure. I agree also. That's my personal experience as well, that I mean, I trained some stuff
yeah, you had a
before,
little bit of training too, yeah.
but I was enjoying every bit. Like, I felt like everything has the right place, and yeah, it's like, for me, it reminds me of the whole, there's only 6 punches in boxing, and you train them for your whole life.
Right.
So it's like, you're not like, oh, I know the jab now, what's next? It's like,
Right.
no,
Yeah.
you're going to always work the jab.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. It's like when you're, you go to a seminar and you're a black belt and you see another black belt teaching the guard pass. You don't just turn around because you're like,
I already
let's.
know. I've passed guard
Yeah,
several times.
you're
Right.
like, how's he passing the
Right.
guard?
Exactly.
What little tweak does he know?
Yeah.
Oh, he passes it the same way, but he does that differently.
What's he do when he throws his jab?
Yeah, and
So
there's if you're
If you're smart.
if you're humble, and you don't have an ego, you're gonna learn
Yeah.
lifelong things, and you're just always a sponge. But yeah, that was disappointing.
Right.
But whatever.
What about age limitations, weight limitations?
I would
None.
say definitely not.
So
And
no limitations.
I mean, if no offense to somebody who's 80 and they want to come in and take a
But we
Wimp to
can
Warrior
modify it. We can
program,
still modify it.
they're gonna have less partners, but we will work with them
Right.
for sure. So
and
it's
then we're
not.
gonna have to find another 80-year-old to fight.
And then we have to find
Yeah.
another 80-year-old to
That
fight.
would be
I don't know. I would say 80.
Um,
we got some.
I'd like to see more women, for sure. Not just because I'm a woman. It just would be
it's nice to
fun
have
to
balance.
see more women do it.
We
you
did
know?
have, I think we had about the same last time. But yeah, it's nice to see the women in there. And I mean, that's just the sport of MMA in general. I mean,
Yeah.
and it's evolving.
I'm just
so
glad
much
we had
more and more.
some women.
Before, remember,
It
there
was
wasn't
awesome.
even women in the UFC,
Yeah.
right? And then finally they
Trust
had
me,
women.
I remember.
And so, but so I think that will just come with time. But it is nice to see.
But it's a great, it's self-defense. So any woman that wants to do 22 weeks of self-defense,
for sure.
sign up,
Yeah,
man.
and just doing.
Sign up, man.
You do 5.5 months like we did, 5 days a week. I mean, you could go to a seminar for 2 days with somebody like Paul Sharp, who's actually going to be here soon, right? In April, doing a seminar at SBG Portland. But you come for 5.5 months, 5 days a week. Could you imagine the self-defense you're going to learn?
Yeah, for sure.
A lot.
Right?
Yeah,
A lot.
So-
And the confidence. Everything.
Yeah.
definitely. And can you tell a little bit about the tryouts? Like what people should know about them?
The tryouts, all we're looking for is, are you going to quit easily? As long as you keep moving. They don't have to be doing sprints for an hour straight. That's not what it's about. So, and then...
Are you
gonna
coachable?
listen? Yeah,
Are you coachable?
Can you keep your mouth shut long enough to be coached? And then are you a spaz? Are you going to hurt somebody? Because if you're going to hurt somebody, if we think you're going to hurt somebody in tryouts, then you're probably going to be hurt somebody during the program. So
And
that
again,
we
don't
wanna-
come in to prove anything. So I feel out of the tryouts, the people that didn't come back were like, oh, that was the tryout. And they're like, what are we going to really do? And then they didn't show back up.
Right.
If you already think you're awesome, don't try out. Because you're going to think you're so awesome, you're going to try out, and then you're not going to come back for the program. But if you were awesome already, you wouldn't have started the tryout. So come if you're, in shape, out of shape, just come and try out. And you may not even physically make it through the tryout, but if you listened well and we thought you were coachable, we're going to let you come on the team.
Yeah, we're not looking for star athletes at
No.
tryouts. This isn't, if you want to...
It's Wimps
Here's the thing.
to Warriors.
If you come to a program called Wimps to Warriors, which the Wimps doesn't mean we really think people are Wimps. It's just it's
It's
an
a
average
catchy
Joe.
name.
If you show up to something and you're an average Joe and you've never been a star college wrestler, or high school wrestler, if you haven't boxed for a couple years, if you're not a purple belt in jiu-jitsu, and you show up to a tryout like this, and you think you're going to get something other than that, then go try out for the Ultimate Fighter, right?
Yeah.
Because they expect those people. Those are supposed to be top athletes.
Yeah. We just want regular people that are coachable and want to be better at everything.
Right.
Yeah.
One other thing I will say. This is the other thing you get. Well, I just want to see where I'm at, or like I just want to spar with somebody. It's like, first of all, I wouldn't even do that with the MMA guys, right? I wouldn't, if somebody came in and they're a blue belt here and they've been doing the boxing class, but they haven't been to MMA practice before, they're like, I want to do a fight. We don't just get them a fight, because our top priority is safety of, right? And
Safety
make sure you're prepared at least. Win or lose, they need to be prepared, right? So if somebody comes in, they're like, I just want to see where I'm at. It's like, first of all, let's get you to the point where we know you're going to be safe, or at least do a decent, and then we'll go from there. So if somebody, we don't want anybody coming into the tryouts. This is the other people we don't want coming in to see how tough they are.
Yeah. He's ready to come in.
About that, so.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Hopefully we got all the points.
Yeah, definitely. I think whoever's listening now, I think that's one of the difficulties is when you think about MMA. I mean, even today I thought it's not great I'm with a black guy.
Yeah, but this is a part of the game. It's part of sport, dude.
You had a 3-round fight, tough fight, and you got a black guy.
Yeah. Did you see the black guy I had like a month ago just from catching an accidental elbow? Yeah. I wasn't even in a fight. Yeah. It's just the name of the, like, what happens when we are in here. Not that that's going to happen in the Wimps.